welcome back. Over the last few weeks, we've gone over several topics on the exam. You should have been able to build some incredible diorama landscapes using just the prefabs, but nature rarely operates in a straight line. So today, we're adding an organic exterior to our scene using Unity's built-in terrain tool. When you first create a terrain, you're going to notice that it's incredibly massive, so let's go ahead and do that. Right click in our hierarchy, go to 3D object, click on terrain, and then you should, once you get out of 2D view, just testing something, I forgot to put it back in there, into 3D. So this is our terrain, so put it into scale. This is everything in our scene, and this giant square is our terrain. So we can adjust the size of this, and we're going to. So click on terrain, come over here into your inspector. You have 5 options here. We want the last one with the little gear, terrain settings. We're going to scroll down here to terrain width and length. You can see it's 1,000 units. Let's go ahead and make it 50 for this. Now if we zoom in, you can see it's a lot more manageable. So we're going to go ahead and move this over about like that. I might actually increase the width from 50 to 75, just so that there's a little more terrain to work with for this next part. Now it's time to get a little nostalgic and start playing in the dirt. If we come back up here in our inspector, we have the second option here, which is paint terrain. If we click on that, there's a drop down here. We have several options here. What we're going to want is raise and lower terrain. So this will give you access to a few brushes. There's in the Unity registry, there's actually an additional package to give you more brushes and more flexibility in how you paint. But for this, for our purposes with the test, this is going to be just fine. Go ahead and select a brush, any brush, and then you have a couple options down here. You have brush size, which is the size of the brush. Then you have the opacity, which is going to be how strong that is. So if we come in here and I just click once, it's on an opacity of 71.9, and it really kind of stretches it out and raises it up some. Now, to put it in perspective, if we bring the opacity all the way down to, let's say, 0.6, and we do it, we zoom in, there's with a 0.6, and then that's with that 71. So there's a big difference in how the opacity affects what you're painting. Go ahead and spend some time and painting out, raising and lowering your textures, and getting that looking pretty good. And then so just pause the video and then come back when you're done. Alright, there you go. Hopefully your environment looks great. I just did a quick little paint job. Didn't make anything too massive around this tiny little area. But the certification exam is also going to test your knowledge on how terrain materials work. We're going to do this by creating terrain layers. When you create your first layer, in here we click on terrain. We're going to go ahead and come over here to this drop down. We're going to click on paint texture. Now I have a package that will be included. I already downloaded it from the Unity asset store as a free asset. It's this Alp assets here. It's some realistic terrain materials, so you'll have this to use when you import this package into your before you begin working on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on edit terrain layers. We're going to click create a layer. There we go. It's going to bring up your textures, all that are in your project. We're going to go ahead and go with this ground 5, which is a nice little grass here. And we're going to just double click to add that in. We'll go ahead and add, while we're at it, it's normal map. And then we'll add the mask, and then we'll talk about it. There's the mask right there. So as we're looking at this, the diffuse is the color. It's basically the albedo of the terrain materials. The normal map is just the same thing as the normal map as if you're working with a regular material. It's the actual like texture and how it's gonna look like it would feel, and it kind of creates a bump, right, of the textures. The mask map is a special texture that tells you exactly which parts of the dirt are shiny, such as like wet puddles, or which are rough patches of dirt, and it's all packed into a single file to save memory. So go ahead and it's already painted on here. As you can see, yours should be applied as well. If it doesn't, then paint it on. But if we zoom in, then you'll be able to kind of see. Let's see what it looks like from the camera. So that's what it looks like from the camera view. You can even, if you wanted to, add a new layer with, we'll use dirt 1 in this case, and that acts as a sub layer. You can add the normal maps and the mask to it as well, and then kind of just paint that in some as well. And when we come down here, we can actually, if you see how it looks with the opacity in there, it really changes it up. So we'll bring the opacity back down, and then just kind of give some patches of dirt in there. It is kind of a rocky area. So that's it for this video. I'm not going to include any scripts with this one, so on to the next topic.